Hello dear student. In this particular session we are going to discuss about the weightage of the chapters according to 2025 JEE Mains syllabus. I describe all the chapters with their subtopics name. So which subtopic is important according to their chapter for the JEE Mains. I describe the color of the significance in black colors which are extremely important. You cannot leave these things in the revision point of view. The green color, of course you should have to revise this again. The yellow color, in the revision time maybe you can skip these things. They will not ask directly the question from these things, either they are deleted from the JEE Mains syllabus. Let us discuss about the set. In the set, of course it is there in the JEE Mains. We have to revise the basic things. What are the basic things? Of course subset, power set, right? Venn diagram, directly they will not ask the question from the set, but the Venn diagram they can use in the probability questions, right? Permutation questions. So this chapter as a revision you can thoroughly revise this thing. Logarithm. In the logarithm, of course directly they will not ask the question from the logarithm, but they can use the properties of logarithm in one of the questions, right? They can mix two questions in a logarithm. So what you have to revise? You have to revise the properties of logarithm functions, how to solve the logarithm equations, and few logarithm inequalities also. These are the things from the revision point of view. Now in the quadratic, if you notice, there are lots of questions based on the JEE Mains between the relation of the roots and coefficient. Relation of the roots and coefficient means what is the sum of the roots, what is the product of the roots, difference of the roots. How to make a quadratic graph based on their leading coefficients and discriminants, right? That is nothing but the nature of the roots. How to find the range of the quadratic from where it is started up to which limit. Location of the root is not too much important, but you can just revise it. Common roots, of course we know how two roots are common, one root is common, what we have the conditions. Theory of equations. What do you mean a theory of equations? Any cubic equation, what is the sum of the roots, taken two at a time, what is the sum, right? Minus b by a, c by a, minus d by a. Next chapter is sequence and series. In the sequence and series, AP and GP are most important. SP was deleted from the syllabus, so you can revise only AP and GP. AP, what are the general terms? What is summation formulas of AP? If the first difference is in AP, how to find it, the general term. Second difference is in AP, how to find the general term. GP, summation of GP up to infinite terms, up to n terms, general term. Relation between A and GM. Of course we know arithmetic mean is more than the geometric mean, right? If AP is there, GP is there, they can also ask AGP, the mixture of both the arithmetic and geometric progression, and few questions of summation. In the summation, what type of questions can come? If you have to write the general term, by the general term you can find the summation, either the difference method, right? These type of things they can ask in the sequence and series chapter. Trigonometry. In the trigonometry, there are very less chances that it will come as a trigonometry only topic. They can use the trigonometry in any of the chapter. If you notice, only 20 questions are coming in last year, which is out of I think 40 papers. So it is not too much important. If it is important, you can just revise it, the formulas, and how to find the domain and range. Of course, if we have a cos theta plus b sin theta, what should be the range and domain? Always remember all the trigonometric formulas. Simple application you can do in the exam also. Just revise the PYQ questions of the trigonometry only. In SOT, just revise the sine rule and cosine rule. Nothing special, only sine rule and cosine rule. That's it. Maybe in few of the question of conic section, they can directly use sine rule and cosine rule. Modulus. In the particular chapter modulus, you should have to know how to open the modulus. When the side value is positive, we will open with the plus sign, right? Otherwise it's minus sign. And the properties. What are the properties of modulus? And their graphs also. How to make the diagram of modulus function. Transformation of the modulus function, right? In the straight line, if you notice the 2024 JEE Mains question, lots of questions are based on distance formula, section formula, slopes, and various forms of straight line. These two are mostly important. Then angle between the lines, distance between the lines, of course distance between the parallel lines, distance between the intersecting lines will be 0. Foot point and image point. The question based on reflection properties. Special points of triangle are also important. What is the meaning of special points of triangle? Orthocenter, circumcenter, centroid, incenter, excenter are not too much important. Relation between orthocenter, circumcenter, and centroid, ONGC rule, right? Centroid divide the orthocenter and circumcenter into 2:1 ratio. These you have to remember. Also revise angle bisector equation and concurrent line. What is the meaning of this? So moving on to the next chapter, circle. In the circle, what is important? The basic properties of the circle, that perpendicular bisector of the chord will intersect on the center of the circle, right? Then various forms of the circle. All the forms of the circle you should have to remember it. Then length of intercept on the x-axis, length of intercept on the y-axis. Then relation between the two circles. What is the meaning of relation between the two circles? If two circles intersect each other at two distinct points, either one point, what should be the condition? The condition of C1, C2 is less than R1 plus R2. Should be more than mod of R1 minus R2. Then angle between two circles. What is the angle between two circles if their radius and centers are given? Cos theta equal to R1 square plus R2 square minus C1 C2 whole square upon 2 R1 R2, right? Family of circle, not too much important, of course. You can skip this particular part, family of circle. Then tangent, chord of contact and normal was deleted from the syllabus, so you don't have to revise too much on the tangent, chord of contact and normal for the JEE mains point of view. You just revise once that how to solve the questions of tangent, chord of contact and normal. Similarly, in the parabola, ellipse and hyperbola, these are the chapters in the conic section where they are not asking the tangents, normal, chord of contact, pair of tangents, chord having the midpoint. So you don't have to revise too much on these particular conic section chapter. What you have to revise? Only the basic things. How to make the graphs of the parabola, what is lateral septum, what is the axis, what are the parametric points. If any line cut the parabola, hyperbola, ellipse at 2 points, what should be the distance between them, right? Means length of the chord, eccentricity formula in the ellipse and hyperbola. So these are the things you should have to revise. Don't give too much weightage on these particular chapters. They will ask, of course, but basic things. In relation, just read what are the types of relation, and reflexive, symmetric, transitive and equivalence relation, they are extremely important. Do not miss anything. How to find the reflexive relation, transitive relation, symmetric relations, and combination of all will give the equivalence relation, right? Extremely important. One question is fixed from the relation. So in the topic function, you have to revise what are the domain and range of the functions. In 2024, maximum questions they ask from the function, that how to find the domain and range of the function. So do not miss this particular topic. Then one function, what are the bijective functions, what are the onto functions. Bijective functions are nothing but the one function as well as onto function. Then what are the even functions, what are the odd functions, periodic functions, the graph of the periodic function, the graph of even function, the graph of odd function, then the inverse function. If a function is bijective function, then its inverse is possible. In the ITF, they ask him mostly the domain and range of the ITF functions, graph as well as the properties, sine inverse, sine x, graph, right? Summation of ITF series also you can revise it. So do not miss the domain, range of ITF as well as the properties of ITF. Then the next will be nothing but the limit. In the limit, what they can ask? Of course, you should have to remember what are the indeterminate forms. 0 by 0, infinity upon infinity, infinity minus 0, 0 into infinity, then exponential form, 1 to power infinity, 0 to power 0, infinity to power 0, right? What are importance here? 0 by 0 is important, infinity upon infinity is important, 1 to power infinity is also important. How to solve the indeterminate form? Factorization, rationalization, substitution, binomial approximation, right? but do not miss anything from the standard limit, expansion and L'Hopital. Whenever you will get a questions based on the limit, try to use the combination of the standard limit, expansion as well as the L'Hopital. Maximum time you will get the answer by standard limit and L'Hopital. These two things you should have to focus always. Then how to solve 1 to power infinity, right? 1 to power infinity formula, e to power of limit, same limit, extend into a, f of x minus 1 into g of x. Use this formula after checking the indeterminate form. Then sandwich theorem, it is not too much important from the JEE main point of view, but go through this particular thing also. Sandwich theorem. What is continuity? In the continuity, what they can ask? What is the continuity? Nothing but the limit at that point also, right? So in the continuity, what they can ask? In the continuity, basically they can ask the find the limit, and then the function at that point should be same as the limit. Find the value of a, b, c, right? All the variables will be given. Differentiability, how to check the differentiability of individual functions when the function will be break, right? By the graph also, sharp term, max graph, min graph, how to check the differentiability. Try to remember these things also. MOD, that is they will not ask the questions, but I know you already know that the MOD how to solve, product rule, quotient rule, chain rule, normal, differentiation. In AOD, tangent, normal, shortest distance between the curve, angle between the curves, these are deleted chapters according to the JEE main syllabus. So don't give too much weightage on these particular things, tangent and normals. Rate of change of quantities, at how much rate it is increasing or decreasing, these are also important. Do not miss monotonicity of the function as well as the maximum minima. How to check by the first derivative test the maximum minima, how to check the monotonicity. By the first derivative test you can check the monotonicity also, maximum minima also, right? Those LMBT theorem, they are important from JEE advanced point of view, not the too much important from the JEE mains point of view. Then the next chapter is indefinite integration. In the indefinite integration, what are the standard integrals, right? Substitution, integration by part, first function, second function, islet formula, classical definition, e to the power of x, fx plus f dash x dx. What are the integrations, right? These things you can remember. How to do the partial fractions. Then special types of integration. What is the special types of integration? 1 upon x, 1 plus x to the power of n. These type of questions how to solve, right? Take x to the power n outside. So indefinite integration, just revise everything. One question is from the indefinite integration. Then in the definite integration, what they can ask in the definite integration? They can normally ask indefinite integration and they can put the limit. You know how to put the limit in the indefinite integrals, right? Properties of definite integration, very important. What are the properties? First property, second property, King's property, right? Leibniz theorem, not too much important. Integral as a sum, either we can say limit as a sum. This was deleted from the syllabus of 2025, so no need to give too much weightage on the Leibniz theorem and limit as a sum. Next one is nothing but the area under the curve. In the area under the curve, you should have to know how to transform the curve. Basically, which curve? Parabola, circle, ellipse. So basically, you know what are the transformation of the graph. You know each and every graph of the parabola. Then area of parabola with respect to x-axis, with respect to y-axis, area of trigonometric function, anything they can ask. Area between two curves, we know the formula, a to b mod of fx minus gx dx. This is nothing the area between the curves. You know how to open the modulus function. Then in differential equation, of course it is a very simple topic, how to find the order and degree of the differential equation. Just revise it, the order and degree of the differential equation. Then these topics are extremely important. This will give you a 4 marks in the JEE mains. What are importance? How to do the variable suppressor method. All the x term one side, all the y term one side. Then What should be the homogeneous differential equation? What we have to assume y equal to v into x, either t into x, that we have to assume in homogeneous differential equation. Then linear differential equation. What is linear differential equation? dy by dx plus p of x into q of x, p of x into y equal to q of x, where we have to find the integral factor, right? Then we have to solve its different form. What are the different form? Bernoulli's differential equation, y to power n will be there. Then how to solve? By the substitution first we have to do, right? Exact differentiation, polar substitution, not too much important. So just remember linear differential equation and its format. In that particular thing, they will give y equal to 0, right? Either one. So x equal to 0, y is 1. We have to find the value of c, then we have to find again the value. Of course, it is a little bit lengthy process, but you should have to finish this. 4 marks are fixed particular this chapter. Then the binomial. In the binomial, what they can ask? General terms. How to write the general terms? How to find the coefficient of x to power 20, x to power 30, x to power 2, independent of x, number of rational terms, number of irrational terms. Then how to find the remainders when a number is divided by 5, 6, 7, right? Middle terms are simple. Greatest binomial term and greatest binomial coefficients. All you have to remember. Simple application they can ask. So do not miss the expansion, the whole thing. How many terms are there? Coefficient of x to power 20, coefficient of x to power 2. In PNC. In PNC, you should have to know what is the meaning of NCR, NPR, the properties related to it, and the factorial things. Basic permutation, sitting arrangement, they can ask. Circular arrangement, they will not ask. This is not the JEE main syllabus. Circular arrangement, they will not ask. Only they will ask the arrangement in a row. Then D arrangements. Basically, in the PNC, remember the dictionary problems, right? They are also extremely important. In probability, what are exclusive set, exhaustive set, and equally likely events? Basic properties, right? Basic probabilities. What is basic probabilities? Normally they can ask, a dice is thrown and all, right? Then multiplication theorem. What is multiplication theorem? P of A intersection B is nothing but P of A into P of B by A, and so on. P of B into P of A by B. What are independent even? Independent even, you should have to remember P of A intersection B is converted as P of A into P of B. This is nothing but the independent events. B is not depends on A. Conditional probability, you should have to remember Bayes theorem. These particular topics are extremely important. Multiplication rule, independent events, conditional probability, and Bayes theorem. Then probability distribution. In the probability distribution, what is important? The binomial distribution. Remember the binomial distribution. What is the mean of the binomial distribution? What is the variance of the binomial distribution? Then the matrix. From the matrix, one question is fixed. That question can contain the normal matrix. Either they can use the PNC also. Basic types. What is identity matrix? Basic algebras, addition and subtraction. Then multiplication of the matrix up to n times. Maybe it is given find a to the power of 50. So you will not multiply a 50 times. You will get a pattern, right? Based on that pattern, you will get the general term also. What is transpose? What is symmetric matrix? What is symmetric matrix? Revise this thing. Any matrix can be converted as its symmetric matrix as well as symmetric matrix addition. Then what are cofactor matrix? What is adjoint matrix? Minor matrix? What is inverse matrix? Just revise the inverse matrix, how to find the A inverse. A inverse we can find by the elementary row operations. No need to revise it. Cayley-Hamilton theorem. What is Cayley-Hamilton theorem? From here eigenvalues we will get. So just revise Cayley-Hamilton theorem also once again. Not important too much from the JEE main point of view, but you can revise it again. Determinant. extremely important and very simple topic. From here you can grab the 4 marks. What are the topics are important in the determinant? Properties of determinant of transpose, adjoint, cofactor and inverse. What is determinant of A transpose? What is determinant of A inverse? What is determinant of adjoint A? These properties, adjoint of A, 3 times adjoint, what should be the determinant, right? Then area of triangle, how to find the area of triangle? Of course 3 points are given, we can find the area of triangle by the determinant. Solution of the system, extremely important. Cramer's rule, what is consistent solution, what is inconsistent solution, finite solution, no solutions, unique solution, right? Don't miss this Cramer's rule. Next, vector. In the vector, what they can ask? Basic algebra, addition rule, subtraction rule, right? So, law of triangle, law of parallelogram. Then dot product. What is significant of dot product? It is nothing but the projection of vector A on the vector B. Cross product, its application. What is the cross product significance? It represents the area of parallelogram. Then revise the area of parallelogram. Quadrilateral, area of quadrilateral, area of parallelogram, area of triangle. STP, in the STP what is important? That if 3 vectors are coplanar, their box should be 0, right? Just revise the properties of STP also. VTP is not in your syllabus, so just go through VTP also. Vector triple product, revise the formulas, but don't give too much weightage on the STP and VTP. If ABC are coplanar, then box will be 0. Then the next chapter is nothing but 3D. What is important in 3D? In 3D, what is the meaning of direction ratio and direction cosine? Right? We already know direction cosine is always 1 and direction ratio can be anything. Then representation of the line in the vector form. Of course, you should have to remember Cartesian form. What is Cartesian form? X minus x1 upon A equal to y minus y1 upon B equal to z minus z1 upon C. Then the parametric form. What are parametric form? Assume as lambda. From there you will get the value of x, y, z in terms of lambda. Intersection of two lines, how to find? You should have to remember parametric point, compare. Foot point, how to find? Image point, how to find? Skew lines, very important topic. What do you mean of skew lines? Equation of a line containing the shortest distance between the skew lines. Then the shortest distance between the point and the line. Then two parallel lines, skew lines, we have to remember the shortest distance between them. Shortest distance between the skew lines, always remember the formula. What was the formula if you remember? A minus C box of B into D upon B cross C, right? The whole determinant. Shortest distance formula between the skew lines, between the parallel lines also. Plane, deleted from the syllabus, just revise because we discussed in the lecture note all these things, so just revise the plane. What are the basic things? Don't give too much weightage on the plane. In the complex number, you should have to know what is the modulus, what is the meaning of the modulus. Modulus is nothing but the distance from the origin, right? Amplitude, then conjugate and its properties. De Moivre's theorem you have to remember. Variance of the form of the circle, that mod of z equal to 1, what is the meaning? A circle having the center as origin, radius is 1. How to represent this particular various form of the circle in an argand plane. Rotation, not too much important. Cube root of unity, just revise the cube root of unity. If 3 vectors z1, 3 complex number z1, z2, z3 form an equilateral triangle, then what is the property? Z1 square plus z2 square plus z3 square equal to z1, z2 plus z2, z3 plus z3, z1. Remember this thing also. Then the last chapter, very important, 4 marks you can grab from here also. The things are nothing but mean, median, mode. How to find the mean, median, mode, in which of course median and mean are important. Mean deviation, how to find the mean deviation, how to find the variance. We have two formulas for variance, right? Remember both the formulas. If we got the variance, we can find the standard deviation. Variance is always positive. Then how to find the coefficient of variance as well as standard deviation. So these are the chapters are important according to their weightage. So prepare according to weightage. Do not prepare the chapter which was already deleted. Okay. So I hope this video will be helpful for you. Best of luck for your future for the upcoming JEE exam. Thank you everyone.